Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today, is Dr. Frasier Crane returning to the airwaves? Why talk of a Frasier reboot is heating up. Then, has Victoria the villain seen her last rose ceremony? Producer Ted reviews another Nutter Butter episode of The Bachelor. And C is for Cookie, G is for Gaga. It's a Jason Show taste test as we try the new limited edition Lady Gaga Oreos. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Jason Show. We are live from our studios in the Twin Cities. Happy Tuesday. I'm Jace. Please welcome my sidekick sister from another mister and the 1999 Miss Firecracker, Kendall Mark, everybody. Good morning, Kendall.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, Firecracker people.
That's right.
How are you?
I'm well. In 1999, you would have been how old?
9.
9.
I was a firecracker.
That's right. Miss
Yes.
Firecracker. In 1999, executive producer Jeff was going on his 3rd year here at Channel 9. Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
On that lovely note.
Yes.
Once again, you matched the set. You know I love when that happens.
I know, I tried. It's a new dress.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. I went in a bit of a splurge.
Yep. It's
Little
hey,
binger.
it's fantastic. I love it. You look fantastic as per usual.
Thanks. I feel like everyone watching will understand. Oh, wait, thank you.
Oh,
Thank
full,
you.
thank you, Leo. Look at the quality.
Adam.
See, look at the quality directing. Leo saw a
Thank
UFO
you.
and look at him. He's just
He's ready.
He's ready.
Yeah. No, I think I, like most people, for about a year didn't buy any clothes, and then all of a sudden one day went online in January and was like, oh, there's a sale. Pooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that.
Pent up shopping energy from the pandemic.
Yes.
Yeah. It's Groundhog Day. Did you know that?
It is.
The groundhog saw his shadow. So there are 6 more weeks of winter.
Yep.
And the rodent, I just heard from Cody Matz, our meteorologist, rodent is only right 41% of the time. That's not a good average.
Rodent.
Well, he is a rodent. I mean, so Punxsutawney Phil's only right 41% of the time. Cody Matz, 94% of the time.
Did you
Cody's
see him
right.
slumped over how annoyed he was? We were talking about Punxsutawney Phil all day.
Well,
He hated
wouldn't
it.
you be annoyed? He comes out of his new stump, and then like 15 guys get in his face.
I know.
I'd bite the guys
I know.
if I was the groundhog. Anyway,
Not if you were Cody.
if it was Cody, I wouldn't bite people. But here on the Jason Show, we have our own version of Phil.
Yes.
We do. We can't afford an animal,
Right.
But we have photographer Eric. Now, and if you've watched the show, you know that since the pandemic, Eric's wife has forced him to live in the basement.
Yes.
So so Eric only comes out. He only comes out to edit, and then he goes back in. If the wife says yes. So we haven't seen Eric in about a year. So we sent him out. Leo, do we have that feed? We sent Eric out to see if he's going to see a shadow. So he's coming out of the basement. Let's see.
Oh.
Here he comes. He's coming out of his basement for the first time in a year. This is. So let's see if he sees a shadow. Eric, let's see. He's looking. He's looking. Nope, doesn't see a shadow. 6 more weeks of. It's going to be 6 more weeks of spring, everybody. Thank you, Leo.
He looks good.
No matter what we do on the show today, nothing will be better than that.
No,
That
it
was
won't.
fantastic. Leo, let's keep that live shot available just in case we need to go back to Eric at some point, okay? Let's. Eric. That's how his hair naturally looks, too.
Yeah, he's been wearing it in a ponytail.
Yeah, I saw him when we went ice fishing. Okay, everybody, let's get started. It's time for the hot dish. Roll it, Leo. Here we go. First up. Hey, this is just sad. Sad news to start off. For Saved by the Bell fans, Dustin Diamond has passed away. Dustin is most well known for his role as the quirky and nerdy Samuel Screech Powers. Look at this.
More up, Scoot. See you, Scoot. Hello, guys. Violet just waved at me. What do I do?
Hey, here she comes. Stop drooling. You don't want her to slip. Hi, Samuel. I really enjoyed your presentation in biology yesterday.
Oh, well, I've always loved the mating habits of worms. Yeah.
The actor was diagnosed with cancer just 3 weeks ago, which is unbelievable. I mean, we just talked about this. We just talked about the diagnosis. Dustin was just 44 years old. Some of his co-stars reacted to the news. Mark Paul Gosselaar, who played Zach, wrote, "Deeply saddened to hear of the passing of Dustin Diamond, a true comedic genius. I will miss those raw, brilliant sparks that only he was able to produce." You see right there, that's Mario Lopez's post. He played Slater. "The fragility of life is something never to be taken for granted." And Tori Spelling, who guest starred as his love interest, Violet, said, "Before there was David and Donna, there was Screech and Violet. Dustin was my first on-screen kiss. He was kind, smart, and always making everyone laugh. He was a really good guy." Really sad, you know, just at 44. And then you hear the diagnosis, and it happens a lot. You hear diagnosed, and then 3 weeks later, it's incomprehensible that he's gone, you know, which leads me to believe, we don't know, we'll find out, he probably had the cancer for a while,
Right.
and just found out about it. So
Right. Yeah, it was crazy when the story came out that he just wasn't feeling well all over, was what it said, and then
Yeah.
this happens. And his people said the only good thing out of all this is that he didn't have to suffer for a long time.
Yeah. You know, and just on a personal note, we were talking, anyone of my age, because it's a twofer. We love Saved by the Bell. It's of our generation. That cast is of my generation. It really does make you look in the mirror and face your own mortality. You know, 44. I'm older than he is, you know. I don't want to get too maudlin. We're a happy show. But, I mean, I'm just saying, honestly, that was my reaction, you know. I mean, I lost my dad at 49. My dad was 49.
Right.
And I'm approaching that.
Right.
That's weird to me, you know. But there's good lessons to be taken. Like, go to the doctor.
Right.
Something's wrong. Listen to your body. So anyway, next in the dish, let's change the mood here. Good news for fans of Marvel and Black Panther. Disney has struck a deal with director Ryan Coogler to create content for Disney Plus. So as a part of that deal, he's going to create a series set in Wakanda. And if you don't know, that's the fictional African country home to Black Panther. The movie brought in $1.3 billion, and it was also the first superhero movie to earn a Best Picture nomination. The sequel to the movie is set to begin shooting in July. I love this. I think it's great for Disney Plus, Ryan. It was funny, you know, when I read Bob Iger's book, the former bigwig at Disney, he was talking about Ryan, how Ryan didn't have a lot of credits to his name. Didn't have a lot of experience, but they took a chance on Ryan. And Bob said he rarely had to step in and offer anything, that Ryan's vision was so clear and so perfect. I am so happy that they're going to do this, but I really am wondering as a fan, how are you going to do not only the TV series, but how are you going to do the movie without Black Panther? Because they said they're not going to replace him.
Right.
So again, I'm wondering, are they going to replace the character? Like, is there going to be a new citizen of Wakanda step up to take on the mantle of Black Panther? I get the impression that's not happening. So is it just going to be about the side characters?
Okay, here's my thought.
Okay.
Stick with me.
Because you're a nerd with me.
Yeah, so you know how Black Panther is sort of handed down through the generations?
Yeah.
The understanding we had? Would it go next in line to his sister, and then Black Panther becomes a woman who's very intelligent, and her power isn't necessarily physical strength, it's her mental prowess.
Bob Iger, her email address is Kindle. You need to call Bob right after the show.
Okay.
Call Bob.
Do you think he'll give us some royalties?
I just want a membership to Club 44 or Club 33. That's all I want. That's all I want. Next in the dish, Kelsey Grammer could be back in his most iconic role really soon. The long-rumored Frasier revival could be coming to Paramount Plus very soon. Variety says the folks behind the show are in talks with Viacom CBS. Kelsey has been trying to get the reboot going for some time. Cost and scripts have been a concern because if the cast of one of the most successful show returns, that would not be cheap. The show ran for 11 seasons and won 37 Emmys.
37?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So here's the deal. You know, I'm in the middle with reboots. I think if you're going to reboot something, there should be a reason. You know, like if you're going to take a premise of a show, like Walker, Texas Ranger. Look, I make fun of it, but what they did was they didn't bring Chuck Norris back. They took that premise and put it into a new show. If they're going to do this, they're not going to do this with Frasier. It's a continuation. My worry is the show was on for 11 years. What more do we need to see? And how much richer do these actors need to be? You know, I just worry we're doing stuff like this instead of giving new characters and new actors and new writers and new stories an opportunity. That this is, you know, and again, I'm a hypocrite because let me tell you, when the day comes that I get to report on a Knots Landing reboot, I will be weeping with joy and all of my criticism of reboots will mysteriously vanish. But today, I just question a show that ran 11 years, what more is there to say?
And we haven't really seen anything do it super successfully, have we?
Reboot-wise?
I don't think so. I mean, sometimes they've done like 90210, did a whole new cast, and it was the same name
That was
and same
horrible.
concept. I'm just giving an example. Dallas did it, right? And so
It wasn't successful.
again, but so Will and Grace, same cast, same everything. Did we really? I mean, it was fine.
It was fine. Yeah, you're right.
And that probably was
did
most
it-
successful.
Yeah, did it add to the legacy of the original show? No, and in some cases it took away from
away,
my
right.
beloved Dallas. I'm sorry. They ran that into the ground. I mean, when Larry Hagman died, you can't do Dallas without JR.
Right.
Sorry. We have a lot more to come. Go get some more Tang. We'll be back after these words. We have a lot of hot dish left, so I hope you're hungry. Coming up next, find out why Michelle Pfeiffer said no to Hannibal Lecter. The reason the actress turned down Silence of the Lambs. Then, is it the end of the road for Victoria, the villain on The Bachelor? Producer Ted has his legendary recap. And Justin Timberlake is back in the movie business. I'll give you my review of his new movie, Palmer. That's all coming up when The Jason Show continues.
Do enjoy the game with friends outside your household. The CDC suggests hosting a virtual Super Bowl party, which is going to make for some awkwardness on Zoom. Hey, I'm sorry, I was about to cheer. Were you about to cheer? You cheer first. To liven things up, the CDC suggests wearing clothing or decorating your home with your favorite team's logo or colors. Oh my God. Clearly, the CDC has never been to a party. I'd like to issue some guidelines for my birthday festivities. We could adorn the living room with colored ribbons or perhaps pouches of latex inflated with some lighter-than-air elemental gas, tethered, of course, so they do not ascend to an atmospheric level where they attain a neutral buoyancy. Toward the end of the evening, I would enjoy a sweet confection featuring my name and some sort of wax-based incendiary devices that I could extinguish after imagining some good fortune that I hope would befall me if I successfully extinguish them all at the same time with one lungful of carbon dioxide.
What he said. Colbert playing the Super Bowl watch party guidelines from the CDC. I keep forgetting that the Super Bowl is this weekend.
I never forget that.
Well, you're Sporty Spice. I mean, I only watch for the commercials, and they ruin that because they release the commercials before the Super Bowl.
So true. Why did they do that all the time
It's
now?
driven me crazy for years. I get it. I'm married to a PR person. My best friend is a PR person. They would tell me that it creates more buzz. I say it ruins the whole thing of what you watch the Super Bowl in anticipation of the commercials.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But now they release them beforehand. Why should I watch?
I know, especially because the last, I don't know, a lot of years, it can be a really low-scoring game, so it can get boring.
Well, it's boring to me, even if it's a high-scoring thing, you know?
Right.
I don't care.
So you're
And Tom
not
Brady's
alone.
been there for like 80 years.
I know.
So there's no, you know.
You remembered Tom Brady was in the Super Bowl. Look
Yep,
at you.
I even know how old he is. He's 43.
Look at you!
Only because Siri told me this morning. I had to ask. More late night for you. Bryan Cranston was on with Fallon last night and talked about the time he tried to make it as a stand-up comedian. Look at this.
Just the idea of you're alone on stage, a microphone and a light shining on you, and that's it. Go. And I thought, wow, to be able to do that would be amazing. So I took a class and started writing some material and went around to the Comedy Store and the Improv and the Laugh Stop and the Playboy Club out here in Los Angeles and did the routine. I never got paid for it, nor should I ever been paid for it.
Nope.
I just did the open mic nights, and I rose all the way up to the lofty position of mediocre.
Congratulations.
His backup plan, though, worked out just fine. Just fine.
Just fine. You've done it. I have no interest in doing that.
Stand-up comedian to come,
Yes.
come on. I did it once for the radio station. We did a charity event, and I did it at Mystic Lake as part of that. It was a dream. It was a thing that I wanted to do before I die. You know, because I always say I'm very grateful. I had a lot of dreams when I was a kid. To have a TV show was one of them. I accomplished that, and the rest of this I say is gravy. I mean, this is all. I'm very blessed. So I can dream up new dreams. I wanted to do stand-up comedy. I did it. It was fun. It was scary as all get out. Because it's like walking a tightrope. You say a joke and you're hoping people are going to laugh, you know?
Right. What does it feel like if they don't?
Horrible.
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 I mean, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was in front of a very friendly crowd, you know.
Right. That were there to see you.
I could have said chestnut and they would have laughed, you know, because they're very sweet people. But yeah. Next to the dish, this year marks 30 years since the release of Silence of the Lambs. 30 years. It earned Jodie Foster her second Oscar and swept the rest of the main categories. But it turns out Jodie wasn't the first choice for the movie. In a new interview with The New Yorker, Michelle Pfeiffer, producer Ted's girlfriend and part-time girlfriend of mine, admits she turned down the role of FBI agent Clarice. She said there was such evil in the film, and in the end, evil won. Michelle didn't like that. Pfeiffer says she didn't want to put that out into the world.
I mean, is there regret, though? The girl who took the role, who got the role, then won an Oscar.
Yeah, let's be clear. She was super. You got to remember the early 90s. Pfeiffer was hot. We had the Fabulous Baker Boys. We had Catwoman. Meow. We had in Batman Returns. She's still, go ahead and argue with me, one of the best Catwomen ever. That suit, that Catwoman suit is one of the best costumes in a movie, period.
Period.
Yeah, the stitching, oh gosh, she was
The
good.
stitching, I don't think most men would say the stitching was the best thing about the costume, but.
Have you met me? I mean, I like the way she gave herself a bath like a cat.
See, again,
You know?
I mean, I don't, yeah. I'm sure many people agree with you. They just don't agree on the reasoning behind your thoughts.
That's okay, I'm okay with that. Ted agrees with me, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
That's right. The news comes as CBS gets ready to launch a new Silence of the Lambs spinoff. Clarice is set a year after the events in Silence of the Lambs, and it follows the agent as she investigates crimes in Washington, D.C. The show premieres next week, and the first reviews are coming out this week, and they're trash. TVLine.com says CBS's bland Lamb sequel suffers from a lack of Lecter. I will explain about that in just a second. Collider.com says Silence of the Lambs spinoff leaves a bad taste despite its impressive star. And Entertainment Weekly was the worst, saying Clarice doesn't have any brains worth chewing. The Silence of the Lambs becomes another bland procedural from CBS. This was my concern, and please don't be mad at me, because I know probably a chunk of the audience, my father-in-law, loves the CBS procedurals, because that's all CBS has done since God was in diapers. They've been the CBS, CSI, NCIS, Blue Blood. They do these procedurals better than any other network. They're just not my cup of tea, I will say that. My worry was that they were going to take this franchise, which is really, dark and really biting, no pun intended, and bland it down, and that it sounds like they did. They said basically every reviewer had the same through line. This is really no better than Blue Bloods or everything else that CBS puts out.
You were saying that a big part of that is that they can't use, am I wrong, they can't use Hannibal or the words Lecter, or there's certain things that they can't do?
Yeah, I don't want to get too inside baseball because all of you watching, your eyes will roll in the back of your head and you'll pass out. But but I will tell you, the characters in these books, the rights are split between various companies.
Right.
So the character of Hannibal Lecter is owned by a different company. Clarice and like Buffalo Bill, they're owned by the company that's doing this show. The show, the character of Hannibal was used in NBC's Hannibal show, which was fantastic. It was dark, it was weird, it was grisly, it didn't belong on NBC. It was like, wow, this is not a network show. It was dark, it was twisted as the day is long. It was really good. This, unfortunately, and I had a feeling I wanted this to be good. I'm still gonna watch it.
Okay.
Because I don't listen to the critics all the time, but.
Right. Sometimes they have very educated opinions, and all of us uneducated people are like, I like it.
Yep.
Oh.
I know. I'm going to give it a try, though. Next in the dish, GameStop has been in the news recently. Still don't understand it. And apparently enough time has passed. Hollywood's ready to pounce. Because it's been 72 hours. 2 movies are in the works already. The big wigs at Netflix haven't wasted any time. They already have a writer girl. They have a writer. And they already have their lead. Mark Bowl, who wrote Zero Dark 30, will write the script, and Noah Centineo will star. MGM has another movie. They both will likely follow the group of Reddit users who bought up shares of GameStop, taking on the Wall Street establishment.
I get it. I get it.
No.
Really?
No. Because the story isn't over yet. We don't know how. We're still living in it. We're still living in it!
Okay, hear me out. It was very scary. Wolf of Wall Street, people loved it. The Big Short, people loved it. These are all about the big Wall Street stuff, and people liked it. So if they're jumping on it, it's probably because they're like, don't even try it, we're already doing it.
The Wolf of Wall Street took place in 85.
Okay, yeah.
And then the Big Short, or whatever it was called, the Big Short, took place in the 08-09 financial crisis.
Right.
Both of those stories has a beginning and an end and a okay. This, we're still in this. We're still in this. How can you write a movie about a story that's still unfolding?
They're geniuses.
They're genius. They can see into the future.
Yeah.
I don't get it. And I love that Noah has already signed up. There's no script yet. There's no script.
Okay, but I think my point being that these other movies have done so well with the same idea, and this has picked up so much attention that they're like, there's no way people aren't going to want to watch this.
That's a good point.
When we can flip it, we're going to flip it real quick while it's still hot.
Okay.
I don't know.
I still don't understand what's really happening. Do you understand it?
Jordan explained it to me in what I would say very layman's terms, and I got it.
Okay. Can you have your husband call me? Because I still don't understand it.
Yeah.
And I watch them. We're all well read here because we have to be, but I don't understand it.
Yeah, Wall Street isn't really my thing. The trading stocks, indexes, all that's a little.
Still ahead. The drama heats up on The Bachelor. Can Matt get things settled down long enough for him to find love? Well, coming up next, producer Ted will recap this week's episode of The Bachelor. That and more when we come back. Back in a moment. Have the land stop screaming, Clary.
Ladies, I'm sorry. If you did not receive a rose, take a moment, say your goodbyes.
I'm upset because I know I didn't do anything wrong.
Likewise. Thank you.
I honestly feel so sorry for you that you would listen to hearsay and not all of the facts behind a situation. So, goodbye. You think I'm gonna go hug him goodbye? No. And he just stared at me. Like, how dare you? He is not my king, and I am still a queen. Matt is a jester.
He is not my king, and I am still a queen. Which is funny coming out of my mouth. Welcome back, everybody. Matt getting rid of the season's villain, Victoria, sent packing after she angered all of Bachelor Nation. Well, Matt's quest for love continues as he tries to rid the house of drama. But with one queen out, does that clear the way for a new frenemy to appear? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time once again for Most of America Loves Ted. Joining us from Bachelor headquarters is the one and only Ted. Good morning, Ted.
Good morning.
Did he ever like her, Ted?
He claims he sort of did, and then he was caught off guard when they called her out for stuff. Come on.
Because you thought she was a plant from the get-go. Am I right on that?
Yeah, I mean, she didn't even, like, pretend to take care of herself. She was always just, like, throwing herself all over the place, and it was like, come on, you at least pretend like you're in this to win it.
So he confronted her and Anna.
So remember last week, Anna accused Brittany of being an escort.
Yeah.
Well,
who can forget that?
Right. So Brittany goes to Matt to complain about this, and he's like, whoa. So Anna, who I believe is originally from Minnesota, but we're just going to pretend like that didn't happen. Anna claims that she didn't mean to say it.
Oh, I just accidentally called you a hooker.
You can't walk that back.
No. Once you call someone, Ted, you and I have been around long enough to know, once those words escape your mouth, it's hard to reel that back in.
Yeah, and it wasn't clear if it was totally made up, or because last week she had said that the people, the nightclub scene in Chicago is a very small community, and that's how she found out. But then last night she was like, oh yeah, people started talking, and we just sort of made it up. So, yeah, so Anna got the boot, and then Victoria used another word to describe another woman. Matt found out, called her out. She's gone.
Wow. Okay, but there is some happy news. There was a one-on-one with Rachel. How did that go?
Rachel for me, came out of nowhere. Some people would argue that she's been a front runner this whole time. So she got a one-on-one date. They went shopping, or the shopping was brought to them on the resort. I don't know exactly where it took place. And he didn't basically say it. He said, I'm falling in love with you.
Okay, can I ask, where are they? Is that a Kmart, or where are they at?
Yeah, they're in the hotel. I think they're in the hotel lobby.
That's the hotel? I've stayed in a lot of hotels, never seen a lobby like that.
Yeah, so they got all dressed up, and he's wearing a cummerbund under his,
Okay, well, so we got rid of Victoria, but you know this, Ted, better than most. This show needs a villain. Every show needs a villain. It's Jeff. Who's the villain now?
So so remember they brought in a whole slew of new girls last week.
Yeah, 5 of them, right? Five new ones?
5 new girls.
Yeah.
And so then there was this group, they called themselves the OGs, and then the new girls.
Oh,
well, one of the OGs, MJ, referred to the new girls, she said it's like the varsity and the junior varsity.
Okay.
So one of the girls, Yesenia, called her out, told Matt about it, and he then forced these girls to go on a 2-on-1 date. Leo, take a look.
So the only reason why your name was even mentioned, MJ, was because you started the term JV versus varsity.
Wow. You know what? He'll know the truth by the end of tonight, Jasenia.
He will. Because in case you forgot, you also lied to him. You acted like you had no idea that there was any kind of toxicity.
This is just done.
Or
You
anything in the
continue to
house.
tear down other people, and I'm just done. You contributed
Regardless
to
of that, MJ, you
Stop
lied to
talking
him
over
the
me,
other
Jasenia.
night.
I never
You
lied.
lied the other
I
night.
never lied. You don't know me, okay? Clearly you don't.
I don't know you, because I see 3 sides of you,
Wow,
actually.
that's a big accusation
That's right.
to make.
Who you are at the
Jasenia,
house,
this is the
who you
truth.
are with Matt, and who you are when the cameras are on, MJ.
That
Okay. Okay, I can't tell because I dislike both of them. Who's the villain now?
Her.
Her?
The blonde with the curly hair. Yeah, so she's being accused of bullying, which she basically is doing right there. And then the other girl is just kind of telling her why she called her out, and they're just back and forth, and that's...
Oh, and you know what I'm going to say, you know me, that ain't bullying. You are two you are two willing participants in a reality show where you know you're going to behave like that. That's not bullying. And Kendall, may I ask you, do women really talk like this to each other? Kendall says yes, Ted.
Oh.
Ted.
Okay.
Kendall said this happens a lot, Kendall?
Mean girls are mean girls.
Oh, okay.
I've said this for years. The Bachelor mirrors real life.
Oh, Ted, I'm sorry. Buddy, you're in that dating pool. I'm very sorry.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. On my card here, it says, I have to call you out. And you know I hate doing that, Ted.
I know.
We leave that to Madeline Smithberg when she's on the show. Your predicted winner got the boot.
Outrageous.
This is outrageous.
Mari. So yeah, she was my number one. I mean, what is he thinking? Look at her.
Ted, your volume levels at Leo is telling me a little high there. They're a little high.
So he never gave her any time.
Kendall's celebrating, Ted. She's celebrating over here.
I told you, Ted. I told you were wrong.
Well, I have offered my sympathies on Instagram, so we'll see where that goes.
Wow. He did that. He knew we had to go. He got that in there, and now I have to wrap. Producer Ted, everybody, thank you so much. The Bachelor on ABC. Still ahead. Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga has teamed up with a popular snack. What's it taste like? You're going to find out with the taste test when we return. Back in a moment. Somewhere, our producer, Baby Bjorn, is smiling. Welcome back to our show, everybody. It's one of the biggest earworms of the past year, Lady Gaga's Stupid Love from her Chromatica album. Great album. Such a good one. I've liked all of that. Was such a good, because it was back to Gaga.
The original, first you heard.
Yes, back to Poker Face Gaga, and I love it. I love her, though. Well, the Chromatica album is up for Best Pop Album at the upcoming Grammys, and it's also the inspiration for cookies. Cookies. Look at this. This is the packaging. Gaga's Oreo cookies are now available across the country. The vanilla cookies are bright pink with green cream filling and various Chromatica symbols on the outside. So once again, we're trying this so you don't have to. So we're eating these live. And Oreo's been doing this lately. They have 80,000 flavors. Here's the package. 80,000. There it is right there. Beautiful. It's very silvery. I saw this at Target. It popped right out at me. So, okay, are you ready? Let's try this.
Ready.
Now, wait. Jeff, who is in tune with the kids on the TikTok,
yes,
he said all the kids on TikTok are smelling them first like a Merlot.
Oh.
So let's smell it first.
It smells like vanilla.
Oh, okay, now I know why the kids are doing it on the TikTok. It smells good.
Oh, it smells like that warm vanilla sugar lotion from Bath & Body Works.
Whatever she said. But okay. Oh, and there's a little Chromatica symbols. I don't know what that is. It looks like a serpent eating a monkey. I don't know. I'm sure that's what it is. I'm sure Oreo would put a giant serpent eating a monkey on one of their cookies.
Probably.
Okay, you're opening it up. Is that how you eat Oreos?
Well, Jeff told me that the kids also say they're easy to open, so I thought I would try it.
Oh, you're right. It is much easier to crack open, but I'm going to eat it as Oreo intended. Here we go.
You dropped that really fast.
I know. I try.
They're very thin, like the Thin Mint ones. You know.
That is really good. Look,
it's really good.
There's not a substantial taste difference between some of them, but that's tasty.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like the green cream, but you know, that's all right.
If you were a kid, you'd love that because you get it all over your teeth and all over your tongue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Well, you would.
List off some of the other flavors from.
Okay.
Because here's before you do, I said this on the radio show. My beef with this is this: what's wrong with just good old Oreos? Some things don't need to be changed. Just give me some Oreos.
Well, we talked about this beforehand. I really like those lemon ones, the thin lemon ones. Those are really, really good. Okay. So I was looking at some of the weird things that they've done in the past, and they're not all available in America. So they're like, I never heard about that. It's because it was only in China.
Yeah.
Like this one, hot chicken wing and wasabi.
Okay.
Would you eat that?
No.
Okay. Waffles and syrup.
Okay.
Yes or no?
No.
Watermelon.
No. I like watermelon. I do not like watermelon flavored things.
This one might have been here. Candy corn.
Yes, and it was the work of the devil. Continue.
Okay. Banana split cream.
That was very good. Even though I don't always love banana flavored stuff, that was quality.
Oh, okay.
Give me one more.
And blue raspberry ice cream.
Absolutely not. The work of the devil. No, too sweet.
Okay.
By the way, Kendall, I don't mean to interrupt you, but we have breaking news. At the top of the show, we're celebrating Groundhog's Day, but we don't need the rodent. We have Eric, photographer Eric, who's been in his basement for a year.
Yeah.
We asked him to come out of his basement to see his shadow, to see if he sees his shadow. We have Leo, we have a live picture, I understand. We're going to take Eric again. Let's see. Here he is again. Let's see if anything has changed in the last few minutes. Nope, he looks about the same as he did about 42 minutes ago. He's going to look to his right, look to his left, and he's going to go back into his basement. There we go. We'll check back in with Eric in a little bit to see if there's any change. Still ahead, everybody, some leftover hot dish involving Justin Timberlake. That and more when we come back. Back in a moment, everybody. Can we just roll that every day? Welcome back. You know what I loved about that cooking segment more than anything? Is the fact that our big boss, Jeff is mid-level. Our big boss, Marion Mim Davey, who I've worked for since I was like 14 years old. Nothing bothers her more than people eating on television.
She doesn't like that very
She
much.
hates it. She hates it. You know how I like to just poke the bear? So she's just, do you know, that's why I ate so daintily, like a little groundhog.
Yes.
Just put it down.
Like Puxatawny Phil.
That's right. Drives her nuts. I love you, Mimi. Welcome back. Hope you're hungry because we had so much hot dish to serve. Look at this. We have hot dish leftovers, everybody. Look at that. Kendall, you haven't seen our new animation, have you?
No, the arms are quite hairy.
I
mean, just for an animation.
Are they? I did not know. Are they real arms?
Oh, look.
Leo, let's look at that again.
They're hairy.
Oh. I think that's an old employee's arms. Yeah, the animator, Maxwell. He used to work here. I think that's his arms.
It's lovely.
Lovely. Big news for Justin Timberlake. The singer says a new album is in the works.
Can we say, is there possibility that there's going to be a new Justin Timberlake album in the works?
Yeah, we can say that.
Yeah. So we just did. We said that.
There's a possibility. I mean, let's go with yes. I mean, I've been in and out of the studio, working on stuff, and I played you a few tunes. Let's just tell them. I played you a few tunes.
Let's just say, dude, I cannot wait. How do you have the patience to...
Yep, Timberlake was on The Tonight Show and with his buddy Jimmy Fallon on Friday night. Fallon says the songs he's heard so far are fantastic. Justin says he's not in a hurry, though, to release the songs. It's been 3 years since JT released his last album, Man of the Woods. Not a success, not a big commercial success, that one. But here's, we had this discussion. We're going to get to his movie, but here's, people don't, there's a constant stream of people that do not like JT for a variety of reasons. Have you heard this?
I have, but all I could think of was Cry Me a River.
I know.
That's where you were going
His
with that.
his first solo album was so good.
It was.
So good.
With the Britney, with the shower thing, you remember that?
Well, you know what my all-time favorite song of his is and video? Rock Your Body. That's a great
one.
video. But anyway, I don't get it. I mean, I get the reasons. There's many.
Right.
Sometimes, guys don't like him for one reason. I know gay Twitter doesn't like him.
It's just so odd.
I know. It's they don't like. I don't know. Well, sticking with JT, one of the reasons it's been so long since his last album is because he's been focusing on his acting career. Justin's latest movie, Palmer, came out on. Now let's not roll this yet, Leo. Came out on Apple TV Plus. This is going to be the trailer, and it's about a convict. He was in prison. You'll find out why. He gets out in Louisiana. He lives with his grandma, and he meets a little boy next door who is, and I can relate, just different and special. Take a look.
Listen to me, son. Kids are mean, especially when they see something that they ain't used to seeing.
You ain't nothing but a criminal. You got no right looking after any child.
There's things in this world you can be, and there's things that you can't. How many boys do you see on that show?
None.
What does that tell you?
That I can be the first.
So he mentors this kid that, I gotta tell you, forget JT, not forget, he does a fine job. That kid in this movie is so good, so good. He's such a little revelation, and obviously, you know, I have a soft spot for stories like this. I was a different kid. I have a Cabbage Patch Kid. This kid likes a show on television about these fairies, and I can relate to getting beaten up for what I liked and who I was. Look, is it the best movie ever? No. Do they kind of skip over some nuances in this kid's life? Yeah. I mean, it doesn't go real deep into these issues, but Justin does a really great job. The movie is, you know, it's an hour and a half, you're in and out, and at the end, I gotta tell you, I bawled. I bawled like a baby. Because this relationship between Justin and this boy, you know, even though Palmer is saving the boy, really the boy is saving the character of Palmer. Mm-hmm. And they come into each other's lives at just the perfect moment. And I really enjoyed it. It's on Apple TV+. It's one of the first Apple movies I've ever watched. And I really liked it. It's like I said, it's an hour and a half, and it's a good story. It's a real good story.
You might not know the answer to this, but if I don't have Apple TV+, can I just like rent this movie?
I don't think so.
Okay, I didn't think so either, but it did look really good.
Yeah, if you have an iPhone, most people have a.
Right.
If you have an iPhone, Apple TV comes free for a while.
Oh, okay.
But check your services. But yeah, so just look for Palmer on your iPhone. So
cool.
We're gonna take a break. We'll be back right after this, everyone. Doesn't stop you during the show. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for being here. Hey, if you miss our show, don't worry. We upload all of the full episodes on our YouTube channel right there. Just search for Jason Show TV and hit that subscribe button. Okay, Kendall, you ready for the bubblegum goodbye, our mystery question for today? Here we go. What keeps you up at night? Tyler, nobody asked you to laugh over there.
Could take a while.
Well, we're going to think about that over this commercial break, and we'll answer it on the other side of this. Getting an email about me eating on television from Mim. Welcome back. Our bubblegum goodbye question, our mystery question. What keeps you up at night? Ladies first, Kendall.
I'd like to say something sassy and funny, but the reality is it's lists.
Lists?
I'm a woman. We go through like lists in our head. We stare at the ceiling fan and think about all the things that we need to do that are totally irrelevant to anything that's happening to go to bed.
I'm similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. If there's nothing going on in the world, I think about, the shows. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm thinking, the radio show, 3 hours. What are we going to talk about for 3 hours? And then, you know, and this show the same way. But right. This show, I have beautiful Ted and beautiful Jeff. But yeah, complimentary there. Mm-hmm. And other than that, my alarm waking up Colin. That's why I wake up about 5 minutes before my alarm automatically.
Oh, that's so kind of you. I just totally push snooze like 5 times.
Well, my alarm is very loud. Yeah, here it is, actually. I have it right.
So do we have to do it? What if it's the same as mine? What if I go through
I severely doubt it's the same as yours. Not the same.
No.
Hey, I want to say congratulations to my niece, Ella. She found out yesterday. She was accepted to the University of St. Thomas, so she's a Tommy. So Ella, I love you and congratulations. And please get a good paying job so you can take care of Uncle Jason in his retirement. Tomorrow on the show, Aaron Schwab is back, plus filmmaker Kevin McDonald. He has a new project that he's working on a new Oprah documentary.
How'd he get that in?
I don't know, so we'll tune in.
Oh, okay.
I hope you're going to be here. We'll find out tomorrow.
10 a.m.
10 a.m. tomorrow. Please be here.
I will.
That interview is going to have to be 18 minutes long because I'm going to have all sorts of questions about Oprah.
All of the
It's going to be like an after-school special, for heaven's sake.
I know.
Anyway, that is going to do it for us. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. And don't forget, if you missed our show, our replay is on at noon on our sister station, Fox 9 Plus. And follow us on social media, Jason Show TV, Kendall Mark, and Jason Matheson. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.